27 years, Larry Holmes has ruled the heavyweight division. Now, in the twilight of his career, we await the end of an era. Tonight, two men who put a scare into Holmes will meet for the NABF title. It was back in May of '83 that Tim Witherspoon had the champion on the ropes in the night, but the title slipped away. And last November, Bonecrusher Smith equaled that task. Holmes now has to brawl with Smith, so now it is Holmes who is fighting Smith, but there was the right hand. That hurt Holmes. Now Holmes is joined by the WBA's Tony Tubbs and the reigning WBC champion, Pinklin Thomas, each with a share of the muddled heavyweight title. Tonight, Pinklin Thomas returns to the scene of his greatest triumph and faces #1 contender Mike Hercules Weaver in the first defense of his WBC crown. The roller coaster ride that is Mike Weaver's career is on an uphill climb, and he looks to regain the elusive title. But oh, how tough it'll be to take from Pinklin Thomas.
You only got 6 minutes. Ain't no 15-round fight. Champ of the world, baby.
Thomas put the finishing touches on his Hollywood script by turning from heroin addict to heavyweight champion. The only question that remains is, can he keep the title? A big night of heavyweight boxing right here on HBO. A hot desert sun beats down on the famed Strip, and we are live from the Riviera Hotel in Las Vegas, Nevada, where HBO Sports presents World Championship Boxing. First, Tim Witherspoon defends his NABF heavyweight title against James Bonecrusher Smith. It's scheduled for 12 rounds. And then the main event, also scheduled for 12 rounds, WBC heavyweight champion Pinklin Thomas defends his crown against #1 contender Mike Weaver. All the heirs to a man who everyone says is on his last legs have made their way to this desert outpost of glitz. We're in Las Vegas, Nevada, at the Riviera Hotel. 4 men hoping for a little notoriety and a little respect. Hello, everybody. I'm Barry Tompkins, along with the champ Sugar Ray Leonard and our own Larry Merchant. We're at the Riviera, a near-capacity crowd. This the night of the heavyweights. And Sugar Ray, it seems that we've had this discussion on many occasions. Everybody looking for a successor to Larry Holmes. Are we going to see one tonight?
Well, first of all, Barry, this boxing card, has potential of some exciting fights, and because each fighter carries dynamite in their hands, some dramatic knockouts. I think what's the motivating factor here is the fact that each guy wants to be the successor to Larry Holmes' crown.
Larry Merchant, it's really almost getting to be a game. Everybody sits around and waits for Larry Holmes, who everybody, of course, agrees is preeminent amongst the heavyweights, to fall. But we keep going back into the same old mix to find somebody who's going to make him fall.
Well, I think there's a kind of unofficial ongoing tournament to decide the next champion, because everybody knows that Larry Holmes is not going to get in the ring with someone who is capable of being the next champion. In fact, Larry Holmes has what I would call a least wanted list. The opponents he least wants to get in the ring with, and Pinklin Thomas is probably on top of the list. Tim Witherspoon is near the top of the list. But enough of that. We do have 4 big, powerful battleships out there tonight. They'll be throwing the big stuff, and I'm really curious to find out which of them will be afloat when it's all over. One other thing, we're going to have an announcement of a major fight that was signed just hours ago between our fights tonight.
All right, let's talk first then about the first port of call. Tim Witherspoon and James Bonecrusher Smith. 2 guys who have been there before. 2 guys who have been close. After tonight, one will look ahead and one can look behind. Let's meet the NABF champion.
Hi, I'm Terrible Tim Witherspoon, the once and future heavyweight champion of the world.
It's been a long, tough road back for the former WBC heavyweight champion, who first burst upon the scene with a stunning performance against Larry Holmes.
It was a privilege for me to fight Larry Holmes. Well, the great Larry Holmes, the great fighter he is, you know, that night when I fought him, I was dreaming. I pray every night after that to fight him again because it was so easy. I felt as though I won the fight, But I know that the judges are not going to go against him, and he has a great record like that. And you know, it's going to be hard for the judges to make a close fight go in my direction.
It didn't, and Holmes escaped with a split decision. But when Holmes was stripped, Tim fought Greg Page for the vacant WBC crown.
I couldn't make no mistakes with him. And he was more a tougher fight than me than all my fights due to the fact that he was young and talented. Things that I never dreamed of, you know, is really happening in my life today.
So Tim Witherspoon was anointed heavyweight champion, but he soon turned his back on promoter Don King. And just 5 months later, a despondent Witherspoon lost his title to Pinklin Thomas.
I'll walk over him next time. And I knew that I made my mistake by doing certain things in the fight. You know, and he got it, he deserved it, but he better never give me a chance again. Pinklin Thomas is a good fighter, he worked real hard, but he can't beat me.
With newfound confidence, Witherspoon marched into Buffalo and destroyed James Broad.
It was a matter of experience and testing each other and seeing who really has the heart to go through with the test. And it was a test for me to regain things that I lost, and it was a test for him to go on to bigger and better things. And he lost his test, and I passed mine.
But tonight, a new challenger emerges, one who is no stranger to the role of spoiler.
Hi, I'm James Bonecrusher Smith, and I will be the future heavyweight champion of the world.
Like his opponent, James Bonecrusher Smith first gained the recognition of the boxing world by fighting champion Larry Holmes. November 9th of 1984 turned into a bloody war.
I was ready to take Larry Holmes that night. I was able to connect with my right hand. Well, I had a great opportunity to become the heavyweight champion of the world. Because of the cut, I fell short.
Just 4 months later, the reigning WBA champion Tony Tubbs was just too tough to handle.
It's tough coming off a loss to Larry Holmes. I didn't realize I was emotionally and mentally down for the fight, but it turned out that I was, and Tony Tubbs won the decision, 10-round decision.
Then in April, Bonecrusher came into Buffalo and took apart Jose Ribalta.
And he was just trying to survive. Knocked him down twice in the first round. I was trying to knock him out, and I guess I was trying to knock him out too much, and he went for 10 rounds with me, but I won the decision.
That brings us to a matchup between two powerful heavyweights, both with a keen understanding of what it takes to become a champion.
I feel like I am the hardest punching heavyweight in the world.
He's not a good defensive fighter. He can easily be hit.
Tim's going to have a little problem, though, when I start hitting him because he don't usually run that much.
It's going to be curtains. I'm going to be right there for him. If you want to try to trade, I'll trade with him, but I'm going to block most of them hard punches that he's expecting to land on me.
I think he will start out bombs away, but something's going to happen early.
I'm going to get by this guy because I really want to get these other guys that got the belts. And I won't achieve nothing until I get there.
If I'm successful in getting myself back to the point where I need to be, then I don't think I have any problems knocking Tim Witherspoon out.
Both men already in the ring. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape, and there's really little to choose. Larry Merchant referred to them as battleships. I think that's exactly right. One thing to note, Bonecrusher Smith at 30 years old, a latecomer to the sport of boxing. Both men big, long reach, very comparable fighters, I would have to think, Ray.
Well, with Smith, he started out very late in his career, but he's big. I think with heavyweights, they don't need that much experience, just power and a lot of determination.
They have a couple of opponents in common. Let's take a look at them. James Broad, of course, and interesting to note, James Bonecrusher Smith was knocked out by James Broad, but I really think it was a much more well-conditioned James Broad than the one that fought Tim Witherspoon. And, of course, both were defeated by Larry Holmes, who is considered the champion's champion.
And that was in Smith's first professional fight. Here's our HBO punch stat, and Tim Witherspoon in his fight against Pinklin Thomas threw about 50 punches each round, landed about 20, about 40% of his punches. And there's James Smith in his fight with Larry Holmes. He threw 47, but landed only 12, 25%. But, of course, that was against Larry Holmes.
And here's the way the rules will go tonight. It's a 10-point must system. 3 judges scoring the fight. The referee does not score the fight. No standing gate count. You can only be saved by the bell in the final round of the fight. And the ring doctor can stop the fight without discussion to anyone else. Let's go to the ring announcer now. Chuck Hull for the announcement of the fighters.
Bring him in, let him get cold.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Superstar Theater of the Riviera Hotel and Casino, where tonight Don King Productions
in association with the Riviera Hotel, presents the return of Body and Soul, a night of World Championship Boxing. These bouts are sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Sig Rogich, Chairman, Errol Buck, Executive Secretary, with commissioners at ringside, Mr. Art Lurie, Mr. Dwayne Ford, and Mr. Freddie Little. The officials assigned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission for the next contest of the evening. The judges are Dick Cole, John McSweeney, and Dave Moretti. The timekeeper is Mike Morabito. Counting at the knockdowns, Al Bisick. The attending physicians at ringside, Doctors Donald Romeo and Flip Omansky. And your referee is Richard Steele. Representing the North American Boxing Federation at ringside this evening is Mr. Bob Bussey, the president. This bout, a distance of 12 rounds for the North American Boxing Federation Heavyweight Championship. Introducing in the blue corner, from Magnolia, North Carolina, weighing 228 3/4 pounds. He has a professional record of 15 wins, 3 defeats with 12 KOs. He is ranked number 9 by the WBA. Ladies and gentlemen, here is James Bonecrusher Smith. And in the red corner, from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, weighing 221 1/4 pounds. His professional record consists of 20 wins, 2 defeats with 14 KOs. Here is the North American Boxing Federation Heavyweight Champion, Terrible Tim Witherspoon.
Richard Steele will be the referee in this. Let's listen.
I want to remind you to obey my commands at all times. Is there any question? Shake hands. Good luck to both of you.
And so we are set to go. 12 rounds and a very big fight for both men. James Bonecrusher Smith said, look for something to happen early. I wouldn't be a bit surprised.
Well, one thing about Bonecrusher Smith, he wants to punch. He wants to stand toe-to-toe and go for it.
He is a banger. There's no question about it. You have the idea that Witherspoon, even though he said he wouldn't be, will be a little bit more patient.
What you should look for in Witherspoon, once he's frustrated, and I'm going by his fight with Pinklon Thomas, he tends to telegraph his punches. A lot of winging, looping punches, but quite devastating if they should land.
And James Smith can hit and can hurt. But by the same token, he can cut also, and does frequently.
That is the biggest handicap that James Bonecrusher Smith has. He's prone to cut. And he suffered a nasty cut in his fight with Larry Holmes. So the key for him is to stick that jab out and not get hit by any unnecessary punches. I noticed in the Pinklon Thomas and Tim Witherspoon fight, the jab of Pinklon Thomas bothered Witherspoon tremendously. So that's the key punch for Bonecrusher, the left jab.
Witherspoon has been on again, off again, and you haven't really known which Tim Witherspoon is going to show up. Now, which one we see tonight remains to be seen.
Good body shot by Witherspoon.
Wild left hand.
It's almost inevitable something's going to happen once these guys get inside and start throwing those big punches. With Witherspoon, his left hook is quite potent.
Actually, there is already a redness along the left side of the face of James Bonecrusher Smith. This early in the first round. And a little swelling under the eye.
Witherspoon is attacking the body of Smith, and he claimed that to be a big mistake and something he didn't do against Pinklon Thomas.
Both these men, of course, had their chance against Larry Holmes. Witherspoon being very effective with a jab to the left side of the face of Smith.
Witherspoon was very effective once he used that tenacious style up there. Stay inside. and work the man's body.
The better shots here in the first round thrown by Tim Witherspoon.
Don't push.
Tim Witherspoon had clear command in that round. I counted 6 hard body punches that he landed. That's a devastating total this early in the fight.
Good. Yeah, man. Okay. Still going out there with that right hand. When you go out there with that right hand, take that left hook and bring it back on top, okay, Sammy? You want to you got that left hook? Get that left hook in motion, you understand me? Because he's trying to counter you with the right hand.
Okay.
All right?
Then he go over top of that left hook.
You got to take that left hook over top.
Okay.
All right? Side inside, left hook. Right hand over.
And there's James Bonecrusher Smith.
You heard me?
Emil Griffith is his trainer.
Come on. Come on now.
My base.
Came out.
Bonecrusher Smith obviously looking to land a big right hand. Tim Witherspoon corner telling him to throw the left hook over it.
Well, you can see that Bonecrusher is susceptible for a left hook because he constantly drops that right hand. And Witherspoon corner wants him to get inside and just turn that left hook over.
A very good first round for Tim Witherspoon. Best I've seen him have, in fact, any time we've seen him. Witherspoon fighting a very effective defensive fight so far, too. Look at his right hand, Ray.
Well, we have a good shot here of the right hand of Bonecrusher Smith. He knows where he carries it down. He drops it at times. The left hook will definitely come into play.
And Witherspoon just bullying his man into the ropes. Tim Witherspoon looking all the part of a very effective heavyweight fighter here. Good right hand by Witherspoon.
Those are the looping punches by Witherspoon, but I don't think it's frustration at this point.
And another good right hand, and Smith is hurt by that. But Smith turns Witherspoon into the ropes, comes right back. Tim Witherspoon got his attention. And another good shot by Witherspoon. I don't think Smith is too steady right at the moment.
Well, he was hit by a pretty good right hand by Witherspoon. He was shaking.
I still think Smith is a little bit rubber-legged here.
You know, Barry, he doesn't seem like the Bonecrusher Smith that fought Larry Holmes.
No, he doesn't.
He's not as aggressive, and he doesn't appear to be as confident as he was.
Don't push, don't push.
Richard Steele saying, don't push.
Keep in mind now that Bonecrusher Smith has a devastating right hand. He was able to hurt Larry Holmes with that punch.
But he seems to be throwing a lot of arm punches here tonight.
He's not putting his body and not getting enough leverage behind his punches, whereas the Witherspoon is throwing his entire body. He's put everything behind it.
Witherspoon is just missing some of those punches. There's another big right hand by Tim Witherspoon. And another one. And Smith just doesn't seem to be able to do anything about stopping it. Witherspoon is missing with the left hand, but even so, it's setting it up for the right.
Witherspoon's defense is quite difficult to penetrate. He keeps that chin tucked in.
All right, break. Step back.
And when he gets inside, he uses his shoulders. So his football career has come into play here.
Former tight end. Smith just looks a little bit befuddled by Tim Witherspoon. Witherspoon having it all his own way here.
Bonecrusher Smith, at this point in the fight, appears to be outclassed. Too many holes in his armor. He needs to turn the fight around with a big punch.
I'm hitting jab foot in the body pressure.
That's Emil Griffith, the former welterweight and middleweight champion, talking.
Then cross my top with the right hand. Don't back up. Take the power from him.
Now let's take a look early in the round. There was the punch that Tim Witherspoon threw. It landed solidly but high on Smith's head, which is why he was able to get away with it. About an inch and a half lower, and I'd be in the ring interviewing Tim Witherspoon.
Push him off for you. Okay? Oh, no. Come on, let's go.
That statistic that you just saw, pretty indicative of how the fight has gone for James Bonecrusher Smith so far. 20% effectiveness.
Emil Griffin, Bonecrusher Smith's trainer, suggested that he don't back up, and once Witherspoon get on, to push him off.
Witherspoon, very confusing defense for Bonecrusher Smith.
Watch it.
And those are very good instructions by Emil Griffin, because see, once Witherspoon gets inside, it's in his favor, because that's his fight. Bonecrusher should keep his man at bay with the left jab. That looping right hand of Witherspoon is getting closer and closer. He's trying to find his mark on the chin of Smith.
Let him go, Smith. Let him go.
Smith largely ineffective so far. Pawing right hand that time.
Come on, punch to get out. Punch to get out.
And he does seem to be throwing a lot of arm punches, does he not, Ray?
Well, he's not putting any power behind his punches, mainly because he gets up on the ball of his feet and taking away his power. He's a big man, so he should have more power.
And another good left hand by Witherspoon.
Witherspoon has somewhat of a pickaboo style, like Floyd Patterson. And with that looping right hand, which made Ken Norton famous, he was known for.
Well, it makes that right hand of James Bonecrusher Smith very difficult to penetrate. That was up on the gloves.
Smith does not seem to be enjoying this fight.
Give him in front. Give him in front. Let him go. Break. Step back with him.
Good right hand to the body by Witherspoon. You notice that Smith is like pulling that left jab and then trying to drop that bomb, the right hand. But what he's in store for is a counter right hand by Witherspoon over that left jab. He needs to snap that jab out, because the way he throws it is so easy to be countered.
Tim Witherspoon being very patient and definitely the harder of the two punchers so far.
Smith seemed to get into it a little bit at the end of that round, but so far I have a shutout in favor of Witherspoon. And there's Pinklin Thomas, the WBC heavyweight champion, in his dressing room, getting taped for his first defense of the title. Surrounded by others, but alone with his thoughts. And there's some celebrities. Don King and Diane Keaton, the well-known boxing performer, Muhammad Ali, and Larry Holmes.
And we come to the fourth round. I want to take a moment to pass on our best wishes to Shelley King, the wife of Carl King, the manager of Tim Witherspoon. She was seriously injured in an automobile accident. She, of course, has our best wishes for a speedy recovery. Bonecrusher Smith on the left. He takes a hard right hand, and he's hurt.
And he's over the left jab of Smith. Smith is definitely hurt.
He's ready to go. Witherspoon on top of him. Smith trying to fight him off.
Watch the right hand again, Barrett. He's trying to measure his man. Now, Witherspoon should not get frustrated and over anxious now. He should take his time and make his punches land.
Punch it out. Punch it out.
He still has Smith in a bit of trouble here. Smith trying to get his legs back.
Smith is gone. He just fell back just then. His legs are gone now.
Legs are stiff. This one's a matter of time. Witherspoon being very patient. It won't take much. And another right hand. Smith in a whole heap of trouble here. And another good right hand.
No spring at all to Bonecrusher's legs. It's enough time to get him out of there.
Watch elbow. Watch elbow.
Witherspoon not wasting any punches. He knows there's a ways to go if Smith does get through it. There's a right hand. And a left hand. Big punch by Witherspoon. Smith holds on. Trying to fight his way out of it if he can. He's got more than a minute to get through.
There's no sting at all in the punches of Bonecrusher Smith. And what Witherspoon should be doing now, working the body if he's not going for the head. He shouldn't waste those unnecessary punches.
Smith breathing hard. He's on rubber legs. He's up against the ropes, just trying to lean on Witherspoon and weather the storm here in the fourth round. But he is a hurting puppy.
By missing all those punches, he's becoming arm weary. There seems to be a cut on the left eye of Bonecrusher Smith.
You're holding.
Good body shot, just as you said, Ray.
You need to stay on that body. You can't miss the body. The body doesn't move.
And another left hand, and he wobbles back again. A right hand by Witherspoon.
Witherspoon would definitely be tired after this round.
Punch it out. Punch it out.
Quite arm weary.
20 seconds remaining.
Come on, you guys. You're holding.
It was my mistake. There is not a cut on Smith.
And Smith just pawing. Just pawing. He's got no gas in the tank here. But he may get through the round.
Watch your head. Watch your head.
He let him get away.
Oh, and a big right hand at the bell.
James Bonecrusher Smith may not get high marks for his skill in that round, but certainly for his courage. He went through about 2 minutes after he was hurt. He seemed to be out on his feet.
I know what you're doing, right?
Let's hear Emil Griffith.
Now, go out there now and punch now. Okay? Go out there now and punch. Physically take over. Don't let push you back. Use your right hand.
There's the punch that started that round in Tim Witherspoon's favor. And late in the round, a fraction of a second after the bell, he hit him another right hand. It's interesting that advice from Emil Griffith. It's the advice from a champion. A champion, which Emil Griffith was, thinks in terms of, I'm going to go out there and reassert myself. I'm not going to run. I'm not going to clutch. And I think it's the best possible advice at this point, Ray.
Well, especially for Bonecrusher. He has to get in there and initiate some type of respect. I think at this point now, because a lot of punches were thrown by Witherspoon, this is a great opportunity, once Bonecrusher Smith's head clears, to get on top of him. I think Witherspoon is a little arm weary from all those punches thrown.
This is the fifth round. And we'll see if Smith has anything left.
Good body shot.
Very good body shot. Right to the ribs of Bonecrusher Smith. Another good left hand by Witherspoon and a body shot to the right hand.
When the fighters are inside, that's when Emil Griffith wants Smith to push his man off. In the clinch.
Smith a pawing jab and Witherspoon looking for the right spot.
Come on, punch and get out, you guys. Punch. Great. Step back clean.
Well, Witherspoon now, he's waiting for that second win. Trying to regain it. And see, normally after throwing so many punches, it takes about a good minute before that second weight comes into play.
Left hook a little bit short. And there's a good right hand, right to the top of the head. Smith might have taken Witherspoon's best, but the cumulative effect seems that it will have an effect. It will have an effect on the outcome of the fight.
It's going to weigh him down. No question about it, Barry. You can't take too many of those right hands to the head, especially by a puncher like Witherspoon.
Punch to get out. Punch to get out. Don't hold him. Let him go.
Smith has been hit by a lot of big bombs by Witherspoon, but don't count him out now because he has a lot of power in his right hand, although we have not seen it yet.
Smith just having trouble getting through the defense of Tim Witherspoon. Witherspoon's jab better than I've seen it. This with that right hand.
Bonecrusher can move his head back very well. It's good upper body movement. He's using it well.
Smith's not really heeding the advice of Emil Griffith in his corner. Seems to be kind of just trying to get it all back together in this round.
Tim Witherspoon still throwing a shutout.
One shot. Combination.
Combination. Okay. You take him out combination, and the other shot's coming to you. Okay. You're drilling one shot at a time now, so you got to put some combinations together if you want to get him out of here. You know what I mean?
But you're more tired than
Yeah.
And here's our punch stat, the cumulative total of punches through this fight. Tim Witherspoon has thrown 234 punches, landed 141, 60%.
No, I'm getting off.
That's a lot of punches in a heavyweight fight through 6 rounds.
All right? All right, so you got to put pressure on this guy, okay? Keep punching at him. All right? Stop him.
Combinations. It's a good fight.
Yeah, all you got to do is keep pressing him, Timmy. Just punching at him, all right?
Tim Witherspoon wants to go out and count the house, talk to the critics, see whether they like what's happening.
Move your hand structure.
He's always very concerned about looking good as well as winning.
He's always been that way. In fact, he has stated, we asked whether or not the fight was exciting when he fought Pinklon Thomas. So he's definitely concerned about his performance.
Well, so far it's been pretty impressive. Now you have to allow for what's in front of him, and how good or how bad James Bonecrusher Smith is really still subject to some question. But Witherspoon has been impressive tonight.
I'm waiting for a right hand thrown by Bonecrusher to land on the chin of Witherspoon and see how he reacts to it. Because quite naturally, Witherspoon has hit Bonecrusher with some dynamite shots, and Smith has shown his durability by standing.
Another good right hand, backs Smith off of him. That hurt him again.
Keep your fingers closed. Keep them closed. Keep them
Got a thumb in the eye, too, and I'm sure that Smith is going to complain loudly about that. It was a left hand, and it definitely bothered Smith. You could see him rubbing his right eye. Not the first time Witherspoon has been accused of that, incidentally. He has also been the accuser. Good exchange there, but Witherspoon again getting the better of it.
Good head movement by Tim Witherspoon. Witherspoon was instructed in his corner to throw some combinations down if he wants to get his man out of there. Because it's apparent that it's not going to be one punch that will stop or knock out Bonecrusher Smith.
And Smith actually getting a few more punches in on the head of Tim Witherspoon. They are not tremendously effective punches, but nonetheless, he hasn't been able to penetrate that defense at all prior to this round. Good right hand by Witherspoon again.
Give him man, give him man. And most of those right hands thrown by Witherspoon have landed flush on the chin of Bonecrusher Smith. And he remains standing. But I think what you're going to see eventually in the later rounds, if it should go that far, is the wear and tear.
Smith looks like a tired fighter, and he has taken some awfully good punches. That was a bad left hook by Smith a moment ago. I'm not too sure, but the Witherspoon's not a little tired either.
Well, that was Smith's best round. I don't know if I'm being charitable, but I'm giving it to him. Let's see what happens in his corner regarding his right eye, which was thumbed.
You got to go to work. You got to go to work.
Listen, you got to work again. I keep on saying you got to go to work. Go to work with this man. Don't let him steal this thing from you. Come on, you could do it now. Let's do it.
Let's see if we can catch that thumbing. There it was, right there. You can see Smith rubbing his eye. It seemed to be an inadvertent thumb. I would say it had to be inadvertent. Wouldn't you, Ray?
Yes, I would agree, Les.
But hit him with his jab if you mean it. Don't
Bonecrusher Smith, graduate of Shaw College in Business Administration, so he has something to fall back on beside the seat of his red trunks, which he is reluctant to do at this point.
Has not done that. So we'll see what's left here for James Bonecrusher Smith. Lest you think he can't go get a man in the late rounds, you only have to harken back to that fight with a young upcoming Englishman when he was behind all of the way and knocked his man out. Frank Bruno was the fighter, knocked him out in the 10th and final round.
The punches that have been landed on the chin and the ribs of Bonecrusher Smith and have shaken him, but I think if the fight's going to be stopped, it would be due to cuts.
Don't push.
Smith is thinking in there. I mean, he's trying to find an area, an exposed area, to drop that bomb.
Yeah, he actually has looked stronger in the last couple of rounds than he did in the 3rd and 4th round. It may be that his opponent has lost about a half a step here.
I love those body shots thrown by Witherspoon. They are so effective, especially in the late rounds. And when you fight a big man like Bonecrusher, those body shots, they take their toll. A couple of jabs by Witherspoon.
Keep him close. Keep him close. Don't hold it.
Still a little bit of swelling under the left eye of James Bonecrusher Smith. That looks a little bit closer to opening up than it did earlier.
Come on, work and get out. Work and get out.
Well, in the early rounds, you saw a very aggressive Tim Witherspoon, but now he's pacing himself, and for very good reasons, because he threw so many punches those last 2 rounds.
Always hard to tell as to how tired Tim Witherspoon is, because he has a propensity to breathe through his mouth. We've seen him do that on numerous occasions, and he's doing it again now.
There seems to be an abrasion over the left eye of Bonecrusher Smith. A little bruise.
This is the 7th round, coming down toward 20 seconds remaining. Good jab, then downstairs by Tim Witherspoon. Smith again throwing punches mostly with his arms, not really snapping the punches.
Right.
And there is Mike Weaver, the challenger for Pinklon Thomas's title, the once, perhaps the future heavyweight champion. Might be the first man to hold the WBA and the WBC title should he win. And in our next fight, or the fight after this heavyweight fight in August, Jose Luis Ramirez, lightweight champion, challenged by Hector Camacho. Hector Camacho, chance to be the most exciting fighter in the ring.
Back in England, let's do it!
And we start the 8th round here in Las Vegas. Tim Witherspoon, white trunks. James Bonecrusher Smith, red trunks, white stripe. It's been a fight that has pretty much belonged to Tim Witherspoon. Witherspoon trying to pick up the pace a little bit here early in the 8th round.
Bonecrusher can't get that right hand through. He's been trying for the past 7 rounds, but that right hand is yet to land on the chin of Witherspoon. It's the style of Witherspoon that's really frustrating Bonecrusher.
Watch your hand, watch your hand. Good, stand back, stand back.
Good right hand by Witherspoon to the body.
Punching it out, punching it out. Don't hold him, don't hold him.
And after a pretty furious start to this 8th round, the pace is dragged down considerably. More holding going on. Good body shot, and behind it a right hand.
Don't hold him, don't hold him. Witherspoon may possibly be able to put Bonecrusher down by a body shot, because he's landed some dynamite punches to the head of Bonecrusher.
He has, and Bonecrusher's legs don't seem too solid and really haven't since all that serious damage earlier.
But one right hand that Witherspoon was able to land to the body of Bonecrusher, it appeared that it bothered him for a while.
Looping right hand that time.
Now see, the left hook of Witherspoon was very effective, and his corner instructed him to throw it again. I guess he's waiting for an opportunity, but the opportunity is there because, again, you see the right hand that's dropping the Bonecrusher.
Smith just seems to have lost a lot of the starch. Oh, the right hand, that might have been his best punch of the fight, actually.
It was a grazing punch there. It landed on the shoulders of Witherspoon. I like when Witherspoon throws a jab to the head and delivers a right hand to the body. But what he should do, should follow up with the left hook. I think that combination there would get through. There's the left hook. You notice the right hand, most of the time it lands to the body, and the left hook will be perfect.
Smith, just that pawing jab. It just doesn't look like Smith has much left here.
Come on, 3 rounds. Huh? This is a nice round. Got 3 more rounds. 4 more rounds. 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay? This is your 9th round, okay? All right. Once you put, you gotta put.
You hit him with 1, 2, leg goes, why you stop? Keep doing it! You won this bet, let's take it! Okay, he didn't give it to you. He told you that. I want you to show him to take it.
Got his head back and then go to the body with the punch, okay? So keep pressure on him, Jimmy. Sit down and press on me. Okay. Right? Sit down and press. Right, come on. Press now.
Left, right, left, right.
Weary, appears hurt, but I think the faith he has in his power keeps him going in the hope that he'll land one big punch.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. He just doesn't look like he has anything left. Even in a corner, it looked like he was in a daze. But we'll see. Witherspoon coming out of a crouch.
Just barely grazed the chin of Bonecrusher. The eye's bothering the right eye.
That was another good left hand. I don't think he ever saw that left hand coming.
That was thumb by Witherspoon starting to bother Bonecrusher again. He's blinking now.
Yes, he is. Trying to just dig down. He takes the right hand. Smith trying to fight back. Missing wildly. And there's a big left hand. Smith bobbles backwards once more. And Richard Steele just trying to get the two to punch out of it. They seem content to lean on each other for the moment.
Inside, Witherspoon just lays there, and he wants Bonecrusher to pretty much fall asleep with that left hook. Those body shots are starting to bother Bonecrusher. I don't think he likes it down there.
Another good left hand off the clinch by Tim Witherspoon.
Now watch for the hook, Barry, by Witherspoon. He lays inside, then he comes up.
Great. Step back, Turbo.
Smith is a very, very tired fighter. There's no question about it.
Another right hand drill to the body of Bonecrusher.
Must be very frustrating, Ray, to know that you have to knock a man out, and to just also know that you just haven't got any steam left.
Well, that's true, especially when the round's going by so fast.
Don't hold it.
It's very discouraging. He's hurt.
There's a big right hand. He's in serious trouble again. Remember, the bell can't save him. Right hand buckles the knees again. Witherspoon chases him down. At the bell, it's over. The round's over.
Second time that Smith has taken a big punch immediately after the bell. And I only mention that because I think it suggests the fact that he is really not a polished professional. That doesn't happen to a polished professional. There it is again. A long looping right hand. That was before the bell. But the relentless Witherspoon keeping after him. Threw one punch, perhaps a fraction of a second before the bell, and it landed a fraction of a second after the bell. It's a lot of big leather to be landing on from heavyweights on heavyweights.
Now, come on now.
You have to give Witherspoon some high marks for coming back from his defeat by Pinklin Thomas, dominating James Broad, and up to this point, dominating Bonecrusher Smith.
What puzzles me and bewilders me is the fact that after taking repeated shots, overhand right and left hook, Smith should get the message that he should bring his hands up.
So a very tired fighter, James Bonecrusher Smith, just tries to guts it out here. Oh, another big right hand.
I'm sure Witherspoon is wondering what is keeping Bonecrusher up. He's throwing his best artillery.
And Witherspoon continues to dish out punishment to James Bonecrusher Smith.
Witherspoon is walking through Bonecrusher.
Thought for a moment Richard Steele was going to step in and stop it here, but that's not the case. Smith goes on, matter of pride here. This is the 10th round, scheduled for 12. Smith is very, very tired and beaten. And another right hand sends him into his own corner. And another right hand.
He's hurt. He's definitely hurt now. This is the bad habit that Witherspoon has. He gets over anxious. He runs in, he throws looping punches.
Don't hold him, don't hold him.
Smith got out of the way of that one.
Witherspoon can get Bonecrusher out of there. He just take his time. Get his jab and get closer. He's starting to telegraph his punches.
Punch it out, watch
And see what could possibly happen. He could run into something himself.
Don't hold it, Smitty, don't hold it. Let him go, Sam. Don't hold him.
And another big right hand, combinations of punches. Smith's hands are still up, though. As long as they're up, Richard Steele won't step in and stop this lopsided fight.
Now, Bonecrusher's still in this fight, Barry, because he's aware of those punches. He leans back.
Still got a long way to go, as you can see in round 10. An interminable amount of time for a fighter who's tired and hurt. Smith wisely walks away from Witherspoon.
Punch it out.
20 seconds remaining in this round.
It's unbelievable a man like Bonecrusher can take so many punches and remain standing.
He has taken the very best that Tim Witherspoon has to offer, and now he jabs back a little bit. There was a right hand by Bonecrusher. And a left by Witherspoon at the bell.
Witherspoon raises his hands triumphantly, if prematurely.
Got 2 more rounds, Timmy. You want that, baby? 2 more rounds. 6 minutes of burning on this time.
And there's Bonecrusher.
The only way you can win is by knocking him out. You got to go to work. Okay? You have to knock him out to win. But you're knock him out, doing it right. You hear me? You're going to knock him out, but do it right. You hear me? You're going to throw more right hands.
All right? You got your different fight.
You know, knock him out. Come on. Come on. Come on, you want this fight? Come on.
Why they getting out there?
In my judgment, this fight should be stopped. I don't think Bonecrusher Smith has any chance to win with a knockout. I think he's far too tired. I think there's nothing left to be proved in this fight.
Well, if I want to get credit in my boxing career, it's not because I take a lot of punches.
Ray, this is when fighters get injured, when they're fatigued, when they've taken a lot of punches, and their bravery keeps them upright.
There's no question about Bonecrusher taking a number of shots.
In a number of rounds, a number of times. Another right hand by Witherspoon. He wants to end it right here. I don't think Richard Steele will let this go too far.
Richard Steele is keeping a close eye.
Stop back.
On Bonecrusher. He's watching his legs, he's watching his eyes. Those are the best symptoms when you know a fighter's hurt.
Well, his legs have been gone for a long time. His legs have been gone for about 6 or 8 rounds, actually.
I think what's changing Richard Steele's mind is when Bonecrusher retaliates.
All right, break. Step back.
As long as you're throwing punches, the ref normally lets the fight continue. But in here, I think with Bonecrusher, it could possibly just be instinct now.
Work it, get out. Work it, get out.
You can actually see when Witherspoon wants to throw those right hands, those looping right hands and left hook.
And Bonecrusher Smith just trying to be game, trying to hang in there, trying to punch. There's nothing in his punches. And it's almost just that he's sitting back waiting and maybe even hoping for Tim Witherspoon to land a solid shot.
Step back.
This is when, like Larry said, this is when a fighter normally gets hurt, when he has really no chance of winning, and what's keeping him up is just sheer determination.
Don't hold him.
Very, very tired fighter.
Let's go.
Well, you almost wish this was an 11-round fight.
Don't hold him. Work and get out. Work and get out.
Well, this has been quite exciting, quite impressive showing by Tim Witherspoon. I think that loss to Pinklon Thomas has taught him a lesson to be in better shape and to be more strategic in the ring.
Another left hand by Witherspoon.
The left hook has been working for the past 10 rounds.
And it appears that Bonecrusher Smith will get through the 11th.
Right.
This is the last one coming up. That's right, Richard. This is the last one coming up.
This is your last and final round.
The expression on Bonecrusher's face
I want you to punch.
is the sign of a defeated
I want
fighter.
you to punch.
That was the best news he's had all night, that this is the last round coming up.
You know you can do it. He wants to try to take the title. Come on, wake up. Now wake up. Come on, right, Timmy?
There's some real ice on my back.
Put it down there. Get here for that ice put on you. Give me a
Let's do it.
Do it.
Chapman, let's go now. Here. Yes, sir, that's good.
All right, touch it off here, last round.
You're gonna see an even more aggressive
Work your way out.
Tim Witherspoon, because I think because he's concerned of how he looks and performs in the ring, he wants to close his show with style.
And I'm sure Smith just wants to get it over with. Almost whatever way that happens. Right hand by Witherspoon. Smith on rubber legs again.
Look at the style of Witherspoon, like Joe Frazier.
Actually, the only punch of that exchange that landed was by Smith.
Come on, punch your way out. Come on, don't hold him. All right, break. Step back.
2 minutes of fighting remaining for James Bonecrusher Smith and Tim Witherspoon, who will win this fight.
Well, getting back to the style of Tim Witherspoon at this point now, like Joe Frazier. He's from Philadelphia, both are from Philadelphia. And both have so much heart, so much determination. I've yet to see a clean right hand thrown by Bonecrusher Smith land on Witherspoon's chin.
I don't think he's had one. Clearly outclassed in this fight. It's been no contest virtually from the opening bell. And his legs start to go again.
Work your way out. Step back.
At this point, even though the fight probably should have been stopped, you sort of hope that Smith will at least finish it on his feet.
Work your way out. No, hold it. Let him go.
Well, after 11 rounds of atomic bombs landing on your chin, I'm sure he's going to remain standing the duration of this fight. He's taken so many punches, Larry.
Punch it, get out. Let him go, Smitty.
Fifteen seconds remaining. And Smith will get through this fight. You can be saved by the bell in the final round.
Come on, last round, you guys. Let's work. Don't hold it, Smitty.
That's it. It's over. Mercifully. Well, it isn't a question of who. It is strictly a question of by how much. Best described probably as no contest, Ray.
No contest, I would agree. I think that Tim Witherspoon did his homework and he came out, he should, well, quite naturally, he would be victorious in this fight.
So Tim Witherspoon, it looked pretty sharp at the beginning. It seemed that when he couldn't put Bonecrusher Smith down and out when he had a chance, he pretty much ran out of gas. Now let's take a look at our punch stat numbers here, and as you can see, the numbers are perfectly indicative of how the fight went. Look at that, 315 out of 534 thrown and landed by the winner, Tim Witherspoon, and only 99 out of 579 punches, just 17% landed by James Bonecrusher Smith. So here is a case where numbers do tell the story.
Just a couple of notes because of the length of the fight. We said we'd have an announcement about a big fight coming up, and everyone should know that Larry Holmes has decided to defend his title again against light heavyweight champion Michael Spinks, sometimes in September, perhaps October. And Witherspoon probably will fight Tony Tubbs for the WBA championship next.
Let's go up now to the ring announcer, Chuck Hall, for the official decision. Chuck?
Ladies and gentlemen, here is the decision of the judges. All three judges, Dave Moretti, Dick Cole, and John McSweeney, scored about 119-109 for the winner by unanimous decision, and still the NABF heavyweight champion, terrible Tim Witherspoon.
Have you got... Tim Witherspoon is the winner, and an easy winner at that. And again, I guess the question you really have to ask, has he improved that much after his loss to Larry Holmes, even though he had a very good fight, and his loss to Pinklon Thomas, or is it just the caliber of competition that he's fighting against?
I think that the loss that Tim Witherspoon suffered has made him a better fighter. I think he's serious now, he's more confident, and he knows fully well that getting in the gym and doing your homework makes you come out on top.
So what's next for Tim Witherspoon? I think that's probably one of the questions that really needs to be answered more than anything else. Who's ahead for him? Larry referred to Tony Tubbs.
I think Tubbs would be a good opposition for Tim Witherspoon, and it'd be an exciting fight. I look forward to seeing that fight, Darren.
Okay, and so we come now to yet another version of the heavyweight championship.